Thanks for tuning in. Brock Page here, random sports picks for fun. Let's start out with Jacksonville at New England. The Patriots opened up the betting as the 8.5-point favorites and the total at an even 47. Since the markets opened this one up, New England's taken most of the early money. They're now laying 9.5 against the spread. And when it comes to the total, lots of early money, moving that line down to 46 and a hook. Currently, the Pats are minus 420 on the money line. Lots of folks out there thinking that they will win this one outright. Now, if you're leaning toward Jacksonville plus the points, don't look for them to catch double digits anytime soon. They're now taking 63% of the handle, so look for them to lose half a point or so real soon on the spread. Jacksonville 2-0 outright in their last couple of games, but they have not fared too well against the number at all in the last couple of weeks. Just 1-3 ATS in their last 4 matchups. In addition to that, the seemingly red-hot Jags actually scored just 10 points a game in their last 2, throwing out that Pittsburgh game yesterday. They're going up against a New England team who's been an absolute covering machine this year, amongst the best in the league. The Pats are 4-0 ATS in their last 4, 7-1 covering in their last 8, and 10-2 against the number in their last 12. New England's also done a great job covering against winning ball clubs this year. The Patriots are 5-2 covering against teams over 500. And the Patriots have also covered a very impressive 71% of their games as the official Vegas favorite. Now, when it comes to the scoring, good amount of unders in these Patriot games, 2-4 to the under in their last 6. They're holding their opponents to just 9 points per contest on average in their last 3, throwing out that garbage time touchdown to Tennessee on Saturday. Now, on the other sideline, we've had just a little different scenario when it comes to the scoring in these Jacksonville games. Their matchups went 4-2 to the over in their last 6. They're averaging a staggering 38 points per contest in those 4 overs as well. All that in mind, I'm really not sure as to where this total is going to end up. Really tough one to pick, although I really think we'll see this trend of the line moving downward continuing throughout the week. Wouldn't be surprised to see the closing number end up at 46 flat on the total. That said, I really don't have a good beat as to where I think this one will close out at. If I were to just go ahead and throw a dart out there, I'd most likely lean toward the under, although both of these teams have been scoring a ton of points lately. Total here, definitely not my strongest pick for sure in this weekend. And when it comes to the number, once again, another really tough one to pick. Jacksonville looked like $1 million against the Steelers yesterday. And on the New England side, well, I don't know what to say. They've just been decimating everybody in their path for the last couple of games. And as we saw in that Vikings-Saints game, when it comes to betting sports, every half point matters. So you may want to purchase the hook no matter what side you're leaning toward. I know a lot of folks don't like buying the hook, but a lot of people have lost money by a measly half a point. I really want to lean Jacksonville here. They're playing some great football, and they're covering 83% of their games versus teams allowing less than 21 points per contest. And on the Patriots side of things, they've actually failed to cover the spread in 4 of 5 games that kicked off at the current posted total. But with all that in mind, I've always bet like sort of a traditional recreational bettor. I love the trends, I love the numbers, and sadly, the trends would have me leaning toward the Patriots. All said and done though, I won't be making a real strong play on this game. I think the Patriots should get the job done in the outright game. Obviously not enough equity on the money line to make a respectable play, but once again, I definitely fade the Jags in this one if I were to go ahead and throw a dart out there. But when it's all said and done, this once again will not be one of my stronger picks in the conference championship round of playoff games. I'm not taking any real money action in this one, but I'd lean toward the Patriots with the purchase of the hook if you held a gun to my head. But all told, once again, like I said, I will be taking no action on this game. All right, I'm going to slide in my next and final game for the show, obviously, and it's going to be on the NFC side of things. I'm talking about the late game Minnesota at Philadelphia. This one's going to kick off at 6:40 Eastern at the Lincoln South Philly. Minnesota opened up 3.5 on the spread. Totals at an even 38.5, or I'm sorry, at 38 in a hook. No movement on the lines at the moment, although we might see a slight lean on the handle in favor of the Eagles. But right now, like I said, Minnesota's 3.5 with the total at 38.5 points. Right now, the Vikings are the $1.85 favorites on the money line to win this one outright. And at the moment, 51% of the handle is leaning toward the Eagles, although that probably won't be enough to move that number anytime soon. And before we get into any of the numbers and the trends, both teams have been amongst the better covering teams in the league. Minnesota 12-5 ATS, Philly 11-6 ATS. Both numbers dependent on where you're